Hi everyone, I'm the Dynamite Doll and you're watching Diary of the Doll. This is episode number 2. Diary of the Doll, round 2. I'm packing for Montreal. I'm off tomorrow. I will be at the first ever wrestling convention in Montreal on Saturday, September 20th, called Slamfest. So I'm packing and, well, look what my cat's doing. Hold on. I guess he wants to come with me. Hey, buddy. Yeah, he thinks that's his suitcase. Stay tuned for my travels tomorrow. Can't wait to keep you updated. Whoop whoop. Dynamite Doll does Montreal. This was my first time ever going to Montreal, and I went for the wrestling convention called Slamfest. It was the first ever wrestling convention in Montreal. I was absolutely honored to be asked to do it and super excited because it was my first time ever going. So I headed out on a Friday. Airport time. Good morning. It's September 19th, Diary of the Doll, round 2. I am at the airport. Got my Tim Hortons coffee because I'm Canadian, eh? And I'm getting ready to go to Montreal for Slamfest tomorrow. I had a 5 a.m. wake-up call today and I'm here at 7:15 and I should be boarding fairly soon and get into Montreal at like 2 p.m. So let's see where the day takes us. Cheers. We flew with Porter. Now, Porter's kind of a newer airline, and I flew with them before, and everyone, I think they were so new that they acted very, well, I'm not sure. Honestly, they acted like we were going to crash that time. They were very panicked. They were like not nice. So I rated them poorly, even though they have free Wi-Fi and you get one free alcoholic beverage. So that was the first time I flew with them. Now, this time they seem to have their shit a little more together. And again, I appreciated the free Wi-Fi. I hadn't picked my seat before I got to the airport, so I got stuck in the fire exit row by myself. But I didn't mind because I had a lot of leg room. I just turned on some tunes, and it was early in the morning. So when we got to the airport, sorry, I should back up for a second here. When we were going to the airport, it was still dark out because it was an early morning flight. And the moon was super cool that morning. It was like just that perfect, like sliver of a moon with the big morning star, which is Venus. It was so beautiful. I was like, wow. And I had to like stop and take a photo. I didn't know if I was crazy, but I thought that was a super cool looking moon. And then later I saw people posting on Instagram, and it was a big deal, whatever that moon phase was. So it was a cool way to start the morning. And when we got to the airport, you know, I had my coffee because I hadn't had that when I woke up. I only slept like 4 or 5 hours. Went to the airport, had my Tim Hortons coffee because, of course, I'm Canadian and that's what we love to drink, especially at the airport or traveling. So I had that. I get on the Porter flight and they come around with the beverage cart, and I know that it's a free drink. And I'm like, you know what? It's 9:30 a.m. But sure, I'll take that free white wine. So I got it at 9:30 a.m. and I let it sit there. No, it might have been 9 a.m. and I let it sit there for half an hour. And then I was like, that's been long enough. I'm going to drink my wine now. I'm on vacation. So this was the Friday and the convention wasn't until the Saturday. So I was allowed to have my free wine on Porter. Like I said, I just listened to my music. I was trying to watch a movie, which I never do. I don't ever take the time to watch movies because I'm so busy and ADHD that I'm always on the go. Always cleaning my house, always taking care of my kids, always going to the gym, always working on my personal projects, whatever it may be, doesn't leave a lot of time for movies. So I was going to watch a movie. I was going to watch the Oasis documentary. I think it's called Supersonic. And I actually saw it years ago in the theater when it came out. But I want to see it again because since seeing Oasis a couple of weeks ago in LA, I'm on a huge Oasis kick. So I wanted to watch that, but because I was right on the emergency exit row, I was right by the wing. It was so loud. I could hardly hear my headphones. So I didn't bother. I just listened to music and just worked on my social media. And so the drink cart comes around the second time and I'm like, oh, you know what? I actually asked for a coffee because I was like, I'm feeling tired. I'm going to be a good girl. I was like, hey, can I get a coffee, please? And they're like, oh, sorry, we don't have coffee.
We have juice, we have pop, we have wine. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm allowed a second drink. So I took that free second wine, of course. And then we landed, and that got me there. I think it's a 4-hour flight, Calgary to Montreal. And it went by super quick. And I just enjoyed my leg room, had my free wine, and enter Montreal. So we get picked up by the promoters of the wrestling convention, and they take us to our hotel, and the hotel's attached to the venue that the wrestling convention is going to be. So it's called Ruby Foos. We go there. It's pretty nice. It's got an outdoor pool. The weather was quite nice. I was like, damn, I should have brought a bathing suit, but I didn't know. And it was a very quick trip for us, just one night. So we were starving because we flew in the morning, and they just gave us almonds on the plane kind of thing. And so I was like, immediately, we are going to get a poutine. We checked into our room. We checked out where we were staying. It was a nice room. You know, they had the robes hanging on the wall. And I was like, I am definitely wearing you later. It had a cool, like, decor on the wall and, like, sliding door to cover the windows. It was almost like a Chinese, I don't know, like Chinese vibe, like bamboo almost, that you can just slide in and cover the windows. So I thought it was super cool. And I kind of laid out my stuff. I brought a lot of my stuff for the convention, for my father's memorabilia and stuff. So I put the belt. I have a WWF Tag Team Championship replica belt that him and Davey, my father and Davey, carried. And so I put that on the bed, and I'm like, okay, let me take a photo. And I just start getting like all photo op, and I'm like, okay, no, wait, first things first, let's go get a poutine. So super hungry. Like, let's just walk the strip. We saw that there's kind of like a mall nearby, and so we go for a walk, and we just immediately see a poutine place, like a hot dog and poutine place. It looked kind of like a diner vibes, like retro. And I'm like, well, it must be good. The promoter had told us that there was like a famous poutine or hot dog place nearby. So we're like, oh, this must be it. But across the street from our hotel, and you'll see in my photos, there was this massive orange. So it's kind of like an Orange Julius place. And I think that's where the actual famous hot dogs were. I don't even know if they were famous. Is there poutine here? Diner place we went to, we had a hot dog and poutine, and it was okay. The poutine didn't taste any different than the poutine that I would get in Calgary. So I don't know that I went to the right place. The fries were like, I think they were kind of like homemade. The poutine curds were definitely like, they're generous. They were big. They were delicious. The gravy wasn't my favorite gravy. I'm kind of particular about gravy. It was almost like I don't know what you would call it, but it was like kind of had an orangey tinge to it. So probably not. Is it turkey gravy I like? I don't know. I don't even know. I like the darker brown gravy. But anyways, good enough. I now had food in my belly, and I saw that there was like a huge outlet store of the Ardeen's. It's a Canadian store, just a girl's store. There wasn't much around on our street. So I'm like, let's go check out that Ardeen's. I found the cheap Ardeen's, as if I need to shop more, but look, it's like outdoors, plus inside. So we went there, and it was a massive, massive Ardeen's clearance store. Like, it had a big sign, $1 to $10. I'm like, ding, ding, ding. Like, Dynamite doll sniffs out a deal yet again. Take me there. Take me in. I don't care. No one's going to stop me.
whole nother side. Ooh. Jewelry? Body jewelry for $3? Wait a minute. I need to belly button ring. Nose rings. Oh my god, like this is $3.
So I go and there was a big outdoor tent. So they had like I thought it was just like the clearance sidewalk sale kind of thing. And we did that. And then we went inside and it was even bigger inside and like endless clothes. I was so overwhelmed. But also, like, it's a store we have in Calgary, but it was so cheap. And I only packed a carry-on, might I add. So, wait, is that true? That is true, kind of. My mom and I shared a suitcase because we only went for one night. So I only had half of a suitcase, and then I did check a carry-on, but it was full of like my dad's memorabilia and stuff. So I really didn't have room to be shopping. So I just kind of I spent like $30 or $40 on a bunch of cheap little random things, and it was just fun. Like all I really need on a trip is a hotel, some shopping, some wine, some laughs, and some food. And like that's it. And music. I can have fun in the hotel. I don't need much. So yeah, we did that and then went back to the hotel to get ready. Somebody else make me feel like nobody ever makes me feel So I was like, okay, I have about 2 hours until I was doing an autograph signing live. We were going live and doing a virtual signing. That's what they call it. Sorry. Anyways, I go and do my live, and that was super fun and awesome. I think that was my first real virtual signing, like done that way, live on Facebook. And it was a blast. I held my own. It's kind of like, well, I'm just hosting my podcast. So it was cool. It was fun. I loved everyone that came and supported, buying pictures and talking to me live. And yeah, I look forward to doing that more. And I really, the gentleman that ran it did such a good job. He's an absolute pro. He's like on the computer answering questions while I'm talking. And then if he senses like me kind of stop and slow down, even though he's like busy multitasking, he continues the conversation. Like he was so great. So it was a great time. I think then we just went back to the hotel because I had to get up early for the convention in the morning. I mean, we went back to our hotel room. We were already in the hotel the whole time. I had a little bit of, oh no, wait, sorry. Before the live, actually, that's true. I forgot this part. I wanted to get like a little bit of wine for the room. So we go back. Oh yeah. I come to the hotel and I'm like, where's the restaurant? Well, it's closed for the day. okay, well, where do I order like a bottle of wine, like room service? We don't have that, ma'am. I'm like, oh, okay. So I tried like getting skip the dishes alcohol because that's what I would do in Calgary. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just do this. Okay, no, I guess you can't do that in Montreal. It's like different rules or something. I'm like, okay, so like, what the hell do I do? And this is when I start feeling like a real privileged princess. I'm like, oh, just every city you go in, yeah, every country, even between provinces, the rules are different with alcohol. The alcohol stores close earlier, or, same with like marijuana. I think for the most part, it's the same in Canada, wherever you go in Canada, but there could be different rules. They might be open 24 hours. They might be open till 11. They might only be open till 6, like things like that. And you don't know, and you're used to a certain way in your own city. That happens to me everywhere I go. So I'm like, every time it's something different. So anyways, I talked to someone locally that works or that lives in Montreal that I know. And he was like, oh, you just go to your local, like, it was like a food mart, like a grocery store. There was a word for it. And I was like, oh, like ding, ding, ding. Like I could see the sign in my head. I'm like, we must have passed one. I saw that sign. Can't remember what it was called. But so we walk outside our hotel. I look literally like right across the street. There's a gas station. Then right next to the gas station, I'm like, oh, beer. It was like beer in French. I think it was like Biere is how they spelt it. And I'm like, oh, I can read French. They sell beer there. Go. So yeah, we go in there and it's like a little market. I'm going through every single aisle and I can't find it. And I'm like, but it said beer outside. Where's the beer? So then I'm thinking, okay, French people, they love to have like wine with their pasta. So I went to like the pasta section. Boom. There it was at the end of the aisle was the wine. There was beer. I think I found the beer first. But I'm like, but where's the wine? And I saw like bottles of oil. And I'm like, is that the wine? To make your spaghetti. No, that wasn't the wine. False alarm. But yes, I did find the wine at the end of the aisle, and I was super proud of myself. I can speak French now. Bière. I think that's how you say it. So yep, went back to the hotel and just had like my wine for the night, put on my robe, like I said I was going to, listen to music. I FaceTime with my best friend who was supposed to come with me and she ended up not being able to come. And then we went to bed. Then we get up bright and early for the convention. We were supposed to be there. We said we'd be there at 9 because the meet and greet started at 9:30. Of course, I didn't wake up till like 8 or something. And then I'm like, oh my God, it takes me so much more time than you realize, curling your hair and putting on your makeup and figuring out your outfit. And then we had to check out as well. So we had to pack up all our bags and just be ready to go. So we were going to go down there, come back, get our bags for 11 and then go after the convention. We were going to be heading to the airport. So it was just a quick in and out. But so Slamfest, day of Slamfest, I get down there at about 9:45. My mom went at about 9:30 to set up my table. I went fashionably late. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Like, who's going to be here? I walk in at 9:45. It's so busy in there. It's so loud. I was like, oh my God. And then I felt like a bad child. Like, I'm sorry, I'm late.
We're gonna take you around for a walk so you can see them. But most of them, the ones that you know, are on this side. I got a few of these. Let me know what you think. Yeah, you can't see too much. Oh, stop. My specs are
Slamfest, Montreal. Come say hello. Merchandise, memorabilia. Bright and early still, you have all day to get down movie. But no one cared. Everything was cool. That was just the VIP people. And it's not like they were coming in and instantly leaving. Like they were going to stay a while. So my mom already had my table set up. It looked great. I'm like, we hadn't had any breakfast. We just had our coffee. I did my eye masks in the morning. Really took my time with that coffee. At Slamfest, having a blast. Lots of cool people coming up to me, gifting me awesome, unique, old merchandise. The British Bulldogs card. We got the British Bulldogs LJNs. I didn't think what they were called for a second there. My dad. Hi, Dad. Say hi. Okay, and the cups. Passing the cups. Cup number 1. Then they're the same, but they're taller. They have the stars. We got 2 of these. Have a great day.
Let's see if we choose action figure you like kept from childhood.
Yeah, so then we're there, you know, once we're there for about an hour and like that VIP lineup, meet and greet lineup calms down. I'm like talking to the promoter, we need to check out and what should we do? And he's like, well, you just go get your bags and then like put them in our bag or our room because they were staying another night. And also they had a bunch of food in their room. And I knew that because of the night before I did my live in there, I saw muffins. There was muffins and energy drinks and stuff like that. And so I was like, we didn't eat any breakfast. So would it be okay if I just like go have a bite to eat and drop off my bag in your room? He's like, absolutely. Yeah. So everyone had like a slotted time, like a half hour allotted to go eat kind of thing. Like, so they had all this food for all the talent. And so I go to the room and it's like 10:30 in the morning and they have, I guess it's a thing in Montreal, is cold pizza. And especially not just the cold pizza, like not just cold pizza, but particularly it's crust with just tomato sauce. I think they call it tomato sauce pizza. I don't know. That was the first box. I opened it. I'm like, where's the cheese? Where's the cheese? But they were massive, massive boxes. And then, you know, there was 4 boxes and I went a layer below and I'm like, okay, that looks better. So I had pizza for breakfast, cold pizza, and I was not mad at all. The honest to God, that pizza saved my life because I would have been so hungry and it was so busy all day. You don't get time to stop. So I had the cold pizza, put my bags away, grabbed an energy drink, and went back down to the convention. And it was so great. So many people came out and, you know, talked about my dad. There was one gentleman who gave me, I think it's my like the British Bulldogs rookie card. And it was done on the back. These were released only in Canada. This is in WWF. On the back, it was written in English and French, and they were the only ones released were in Canada with that on it. And he gifted it to me, and he couldn't speak any English. And I was like, oh, I was trying. I'm like, I wish I listened in French class in elementary, but like, I'm sorry I didn't. But then he came back. He was with someone that spoke English, and she was kind of interpreting. And he was talking about my tattoos, and I believe he was a tattoo artist. He was so excited. You could just hear it in his voice, but like I couldn't understand what he was saying. And so many people gifted me lovely like old school merchandise of my dad and came to say hello, of course, and bought pictures and took pictures and came to look at my dad's cape. And it was so great. And I got to sit next to Bruce Hart. So of course, Bruce Hart's my uncle. That's Brett's brother, older brother. And it was awesome that he got to come too. He flew out the same night I did, but I think he got in later than we did. And then he stayed an extra night because of course he's like 70 now. So he had a blast too. It was so great to see him signing autographs. How many people came up and like respect the Hart family and wanted to pay their respects to Bruce. And it was so cool. And then Doink and Dink were there. So we met Doink the night before. His name is Ray. When we were just checking out the room, because it was attached to the hotel, like I said, of the convention, and went to check it out just to kind of see what we were dealing with for setup. And we met him there, and I don't remember where he lives in the States, but him and his wife were road tripping, and they're like, oh, they're taking their time and they're making a big trip out of it. And first time in Montreal, I believe, or her first time. And so it was cool meeting him. And then I was really, really, really excited to meet Dink, but I didn't get to meet him Friday night. I met him Saturday when he was all geared up in his makeup and everything. And so his table was like across the way from our table. And I was just super excited and like, oh my God, there he is. So again, we kind of waited till it died down, like after we took up our bags and, you know, we did our thing, and it was kind of a dead moment. And I knew that Dink, was going to be changing out of that gimmick and then going into his Tiger Jackson gimmick. So I was like, we need to get a picture with him before he changes. And not only that, actually the night before when we checked out the room that the convention was going to be in, we checked out the merch and you could buy these boots. So this is like handmade boots that this vendor made. And they came as a set. So Doink and Dink boots. So I was like, I need to get my boots signed before they change out of their attire. So I'm like, is it okay if I go over now and like go meet Dink and get my picture? Because that's all I wanted to do. I was super excited. And so I went over and did that. And it was so exciting and cute. And yeah, that was like a big highlight for me. And then next to us the whole time was Paul Roma. And I really wanted to talk to him because I've watched a bunch of his old matches in the 80s, because for one of my podcasts, we were covering old school wrestling, old pay-per-views, like only the kayfabe era is what we were covering. And so I had watched a lot of his stuff recently, and I wanted to go introduce myself, but the lineups are nonstop. So I'm waiting for a dead moment. And finally he comes over and I'm like, oh my God, hi. Like, I wanted to introduce myself and he wanted to introduce himself. And my mom had already talked to him a moment before this, but we were talking, chatting it up. I thought this man is so nice. He's so pure. He's so legit. Like, he tells it how it is. And he was a great connection, I think, for me to meet, and just super cool. He tells it like it is. So he would tell you, exactly what he thought of my dad. And he had a lot of nice things to say, honestly. He was like, I think he said, your dad liked me. I was always safe around him. And so, or like, I was always safe. Not everyone was safe, but like I was, because your dad liked me. And Paul didn't drink or do drugs. And that's probably why, a lot of people respected him and felt safe around him. And he told some funny stories. He told some great stories. So I thought that was a great connection. He told me that he has his own podcast, and I've maybe heard of it, but funny enough, I don't watch a lot of podcasts. But so I was like, oh, can we exchange numbers? Like, I'm doing my own podcast. It'd be super cool if I could like come on your podcast and like talk about what I'm doing with my dad and the movie, and trying to get him in the Hall of Fame and everything I'm doing in Philadelphia, and branching out to like Jersey and Texas. And, he was like, what is it you're doing? How can I help you? And so we exchanged numbers, and I'm really excited to have that connection now. And what a great man to connect with. Like, it's all about the networking. That's exactly why I wanted to do this convention. So I was super grateful and happy that we had a great time. Papa Shango was there. He was someone my mom really wanted to go get a picture with, and so did I. But that was at the beginning, and we were so busy that by the time it died down, and we were multitasking, doing all these other things, trying to get the boots signed, and he had changed into the Godfather outfit. So we never got the Papa Shango picture, but there was a lot of people there, and too many to even, because I wasn't there an extra night, or I left immediately, I didn't get to mingle with everyone, but it seemed like everyone had a really great time. And I think it went well. I think they did a successful job. It was the first time in Montreal. They definitely broke even. And hopefully they'll come back. I think if they come back next year, it'll just get bigger and better every time. So the venue was cool too. Next time I would stay there and bring my bathing suit and do a little tanning outside. What else here? The cold pizza. The merchandise, I walked around. I can show you some of my stuff. I was like, oh my God, I could have just pretty much spent all my earnings on all this stuff. But I bought this Harley race. I guess the guy told me it was pretty rare. So I'm a big Harley race fan. My dad really respected him and liked him, and I'm friends with his son, Justin. So I messaged Justin. I was like, hey, do you have this? And he said no. And, probably I'd be a really great friend if I'd give it to him, but like, it's for my collection. So I'm going to ask Justin to sign it for me whenever I see him at a convention or something. And yeah, that was a super cool item. I got so many random little things, like little tiny trading cards and stuff. I won't show you everything, but some people gifted me. Actually, no, these weren't gifted. Someone gifted me the little one. And then I found these ones for sale. So I was like, I'll take them all, because it's good to have for grandkids or siblings, whoever. Now this I had to buy. It's just like made out of a 3D printer thing. But these are like such a nostalgic throwback to my childhood, seeing those in the magazines, the ice cream bars. I had to have it. I thought it was so cute. Yeah, I think that's all the big stuff that I have. And then I got a bunch of little things. I got a little Tatanka pin I'm going to put on my leather jacket. I got some Miss Elizabeth trading cards that were gifted to me. Yeah. So all in all, I didn't actually really experience any of Montreal. I hear it's a beautiful city. There's lots to do, lots of like old Montreal. I didn't get to do that, but everyone was really kind. All I really need to have fun is myself because I'm a time in itself. I love traveling. I love the stories that come and the memories that you build. So I can't wait to take you guys on my next adventure. The convention.
First convention was a success. Yay, Slamfest Montreal. I'm headed to the airport back home to Calgary. Thank you everyone that came out to say hi, bought merch, brought me some cool memorabilia, and thank you to my mommy for joining me. Thank you, Captain's Corner.
Ended. I immediately went and changed into my bucket hat, whatever, my Adidas pants, and I had some more cold pizza before we left to the airport. Because I'm like, well, I might as well save money on food. It was like a little binging day of pizza, and the cold pizza, 2 thumbs up. It's probably better than the poutine that I ate, but I think it's just the place that I went to. Went to the airport and had my celebratory shot, some food in the airport, and flew back home. And that was it. That concludes Montreal. I had a blast, Montreal. I can't wait to explore you more next time. Slamfest was incredible. I thank the promoters for bringing me out. I look forward to working with them again in the United States. They're based out of the States. So next time, Captain's Corner, I will be there in the United States with them, whenever that may be. I know they run a lot of shows in Florida and other areas. So I would love to check out different parts of the States. I would absolutely love to come to Florida. There's so many wrestlers there. There'd be so much networking to do. Thank you to Captain's Corner for bringing me out to Montreal for my first ever wrestling convention and your first convention ever in Canada. I think it was a great success, and I hope to see you guys come back this way or see you in the United States for next time. Thank you to all the fans that came over to say hello, came and bought merchandise. You guys are the reason my father's legacy is still alive and thriving, and why I do what I do every day to keep his legacy alive. Please remember to hashtag Dynamite Kid for Hall of Fame and share, subscribe to X Brand Wrestling. That's where my Diary of the Doll can be found and my podcast, Dirt with the Doll. I thank you all for listening and tuning in to episode number 2 of Diary of the Doll. Cannot wait for our next adventure.